mainstream media publications saying this, that could be aliens already living among us, but they're not aliens, they're manufactured. Why? Like, what would be the end game here?
I think it would be something that would be centralizing power in the hands of those within the military-industrial complex that want to manipulate the system, because I think many of them are worried by the rhetoric coming from, say, the Trump campaign, that he would come in and resolve the wars, stop all the wars, because the military-industrial complex thrives on that.
Images are made and produced. This is cartoons. You will never be able to live here. NASA admits to using CGI. CGI came out the same year as NASA, Alfred Hitchcock, the movie Vertigo. Speaking of movies, isn't this Pluto, the Disney character?
Okay, let me ask you this first. Do you adjust for curvature every minute when flying 500 miles per hour?
See, again, it's more convoluted. Yeah, I know, because but it's hard explaining this to somebody that's never been, like, that doesn't know basic flight instruments. It's very, like...
Says the guy who I just told you what rigid in space is. You got to stop.
Yeah, again, but I've been a commercial pilot. I may have learned that in my private pilot book, but I'm saying we don't, like, I'm saying rigid in space.
Do you adjust nose down around the globe every minute when you fly at 500 miles per hour?
No.
Welcome to Flat Earth. Because
yeah,
according to the dimensions of the Earth, you would have to nose down on a tangent and adjust for every minute at 500 miles per hour.
So let me get this straight. Again,
let me get my point across. Hang on. You'd have at 500 miles per hour, you'd have to adjust for a drop.
How much does the sun change size on the globe model when it sets?
I mean, it depends on whether you measure vertically or horizontally, because the sun does get a little squished sometimes depending on atmospheric refraction. But if you measure horizontally, then it only changes by a handful of percent.
Great. Can I share my screen?
ND 1 million, and with exposure settings down on the camera, the sunset was stopped about 15 minutes before the sun actually intersected the horizon. And as you can see, I still got a significant change in size. Here's the before and after comparison of my first time lapse, and I'm going to play it for you right now.
So again, if you measure vertically, you'll get squishing from the atmospheric refraction. I said that.
Yeah.
And
horizontally?
Horizontally, it'll only be a handful of percent, but you're not measuring the actual edge of the solar disk.
It's on screen. It's on screen.
On screen. Thanks for playing, bro. It's on screen.
It's on screen.
You're measuring vertical. What did I just say?
The bottom one's
what
horizontal.
did I just say?
And this one's horizontal.
Can't read.
Can you read?
Oh, okay. So you rotated the image. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Thanks for playing, bud.
Thanks for playing. All right. Questions, comments, concerns.
Let's do it.
Questions, comments, concerns. I think it's great to move into the Q&A at this point. So hopefully everybody had a chance to put up their screen and present their case tonight. Things can get a little bit chaotic sometimes, but that's...
Did you guys think you won that debate?
I'm not going to answer that.
Globeheads are done. They are absolutely done. They deny observable reality. They deny real science. They deny density and buoyancy. They deny the electric charge in our atmosphere. They deny electric field in our atmosphere. The higher you go, this potential charge increases. But globeheads, they deny this. They also deny the Coulomb law, right? There is an electric field in our atmosphere which creates a force. The atmosphere is positively charged, whilst the earth is negatively or neutrally charged, right? Globers, they deny real science.
Alright, so let me get this straight. The sun rises because the earth is spinning away from it. We observe the sun moving across the sky, but this is because the earth is spinning away from the sun as we're travelling around it at 67,000 miles per hour. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that how it works? Because for me it seems that the earth stays still and that moves across the sky. Always appears in the east, disappears in the west. But this is because the earth is spinning as it's going around the sun And basically the sun is at the centre of everything, while all the other planets are spinning around that. So correct me if I'm wrong, but that's basically what's going on here, yeah? That's 93 million miles away, and we're flying around it at speeds we can't imagine. Yeah, that's the way it works. If anyone can let me know in the comment section how they figured this out, and how they measured the distance to that being 93 million miles, I'd appreciate the information. Help me, because I just don't understand.
Why don't we take a trip to the celestial equator and see what truly causes the seasons? This is a true zenith, where the sun is directly 90 degrees overhead at high noon on the celestial equator. Now, if you stay on the celestial equator and you take videos or pictures of the sun throughout the year, you'll see that it changes positions throughout the year. And this is the sun's analemma. It creates a serpent sine wave over time, which causes the seasons. People say that the Earth is tilted by 23.4 degrees, and it's wobbling, which is causing the seasons. But if you observe the sun's motion, you can see that the sun is actually transitioning between tropics. It creates a spiraling motion, east to west, inward and upward, and then back down and out. This is how the transition of the seasons actually happen. But of course, I completely made that up. Of course the globe is spinning, and that's what's causing the sun to look further away or closer at different times of the year. And of course, if the sun is closer, it's going to be hotter. And if the sun's further away, it's going to be colder. But come on, guys. This was for entertainment purposes only.
What's up, guys? We're getting close to the date of when the final experiment is going to happen. It's been a lot of months since I did the last video about my original take on it. I think I have to make a correction or make amends. Honestly, I was wrong, so I want to say that first off. The preponderance of evidence does not go away because of one observation, that's for sure. When it came to the AE map and it came to the sun and the path of the sun, the movement of the sun is always apparent. So we have the floor here all the time that is tangible, something we can touch, something that we can actually like test and measure. So if you're able to measure something, why would something that's intangible like the sun, you're not able to actually measure it or how far away it is or able to figure out even exactly where it is? How could something that's intangible disprove the findings you found of something that's tangible, that you actually did real experimentation on? It can't. So that's logically fallacious. So I was wrong. The final experiment does not disprove the flat Earth, and at the most it would disprove the AE map floor matching with the sky. So the AE map, the floor of it seems right to me, but trying to make that match with the sky, that's where you go wrong, because the sky is an intangible thing. So when it comes to the sun, it's constantly apparent. So what does that mean? It's always in an apparent position. How do we know this? If you try to triangulate the sun from different people in different positions of the Earth, you can't do it. It's all going to come back that the sun's in a different position than you're seeing it. Like, you're never going to get one exact position. And then we know also about the sun that there are anomalies that happen with it. Even if you were on a globe, there's still anomalies that happen. So like in their model, there's anomalies on the equinox every single year, regardless of the latitude of the Earth that you're on. So if you're way in the north in Canada, or if you're way in the south in South America, on the equinox, you're going to see the sun rise at 90 degrees east, and you're going to see it set at 270 west. That should not happen. That should be impossible, but it happens. So does that disprove the globe? Does that disprove like latitude? No. No, it's just the sun is always in an apparent position. It's not something that's tangible. You can't make definitive claims about it. So if you can't make definitive claims about something that's intangible, then it's not a source of proof. So therefore, it can't disprove the things that we have proven with the floor, which I've said with the preponderance of evidence, which is like on frozen lakes, we can do laser tests and they go for miles and miles and they're straight. They never bend. The radio wave propagation that I've spoke about on here before, they go hundreds, thousands of miles and just line of sight. That should not be happening. It happens with the same thing with the microwave propagation, and we know it's not bouncing off of the ionosphere because of the amount of hertz that we can put it up to. So it's like, yeah, we know that the Earth is flat because of the fact of our actual tangible evidences. So that's what you have to use. You can't have one observation that's an intangible source disprove everything that you already know, because there are things you already know. You did tests for those things. You know those things. So I was wrong about the final experiment. I think now, after it's been so many months, we've been looking into it and stuff, I think they're actually going to see it. And we're gonna have to see what happens, but there are gonna be some flat earthers that go back to the globe because of it, and they're gonna ignore all the evidences that we know about, and they're gonna ignore like the impossibility of the ball, like the vacuum existing adjacent to a pressure system with no barrier. We know that's impossible, and they're gonna ignore it and go back to a ball. I don't understand how you could ever go back to a ball. It's baffling. We know it's impossible, and we know from our measurements of the floor that it's flat. So, yeah, that's my stance on it now. We're a little less than a month away from what's going to happen, what's going to find out. But regardless of what Jaron and Witsit see, man, the Earth is still flat.
So I'm outside on this beautiful night looking up here at the stars with my camera. You guys see that star right there above the house? Okay, that's called Capella. It's literally a rainbow pulsating star. And I'm gonna show you guys with my camera right now. So I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna show you guys this. Now check this star out. And the funny thing is you can actually see this star with your own eyes, and you can see with your own eyes it's a rainbow pulsating star. It's absolutely crazy. Now with this camera, I've zoomed in on tons of stars. I've seen stars that are red, I've seen stars that are blue, and this one is the only rainbow pulsating star I've come across. But what does that look like to you guys? NASA tells us that it's a burning ball of gas. But does that look like a light dancing in water? If you think so, like I do, that's because that the stars are inside the firmament. Genesis 1 verse 6 says that God made the firmament on the second day of creation, which divides water below from water above. And then the sun, moon, and stars are inside the firmament. That says in Genesis verse 1, 14 through 18. So if the sun, moon, and stars are inside the firmament, there's water above the firmament, so that means there's water above the sun, moon, and stars. You've been lied to your whole life. Wake up to the truth.
it came in the mail and y'all are opening it with me. Ooh. Just smell it. Woo! Here we go.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.